Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Metabroz. I'm Multi Potion. This is my bro, Metacracks.
Welcome back, everyone, to what will be the set review of Spirit from the UFO. We've made it through so far Cosmic and Lightning, and I think Cosmic so far has impressed me the most. Yes, Lightning has gotten some significant boosts, there's no doubt, but only some. And a lot of the cards were just kind of filling out the Lightning, not necessarily giving extreme power levels, because Lightning is strong enough already. It's been the top of the meta now for a minute.
Right.
And it looks like Cosmic actually has some viable power that might even be able to handle Lightning.
Yeah, I mean, like I was saying yesterday, it sets a pace that's really hard to match. So if luck is with you, if the booster gods are with you and you keep flipping grays, you can set up a board state that's really hard to deal with. And then the fact that Cosmic has a wipe now, so if it's falling behind, it can be like, never mind, maybe I won't play my grays. I'm just going to wait until I can bust this wipe, and then I'll play my grays and take back over the arena.
Yep.
There's also the win con. So yeah, Cosmic definitely got some big ups in this set.
And almost every single card of Cosmic impressed me, or I understood its function within the game or how to build towards that mechanic. Whereas Lightning, there were some cards that just kind of fell flat for me, where I was like, that's a very unique circumstance. I don't know if I would rely on that. And I had that happen several times in our review previous to this video.
Right. Right. And Cosmic is, defined in the rulebook as the aura type that's going to have like the most synergy between its beasties and pages. That's part of the Cosmic thing. Because things typically are lower power level, they'll have a lot of natural synergy.
Like comboing.
Yeah.
Whereas Lightning, you just get one Kets out and you can pretty much clear everything. I mean, not exactly, but you know what I mean.
Yep.
All right. Well, let's get into the Spirit. I'm curious to see how the Spirit will play, if it'll be overpowered a bit like Cosmic was, which I think is perfect for the flavor of UFO, giving a lot of power to Cosmic, aliens specifically, UFO, the actual card, makes other beasties fly, or if it'll be more like Lightning. Where we can predict, and this is just all me guessing, we can predict that Seance will get that flavor boost for Spirit and maybe even Dark, but maybe they're just filling out the set right now. I don't know. I haven't seen many of the Spirit cards, but before we get into them, guys, we just wanted to say thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all those likes and those comments. They really do help us. Every single view counts. And if you'd like some more MetaZoo content, you could go subscribe to Caster Society. We are partners with them, and we do 3 videos a week, and their link is in the description below.
Yes, they just dropped our release event duels. So we basically recreated what happened in Roswell. Each of us are given a release event box, and we open it up and build the deck and modify it with the booster packs that we pull out there, and just did some battles to show off some of the UFO cards. And then next week, they'll be debuting our first custom decks over there. So go check that out. Also, if you want to support my bro and I and our content, we would love you and super appreciate it. You can go to patreon.com/metabros with a Z. We do monthly merch and art giveaways there. I work on custom pieces, and he did his first playmat, which will be really cool to see when that shows up.
Oh yeah, you know what? I didn't order 2 for us. Did you happen to?
Yeah.
You did?
We're good.
Oh, you're great, bro. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Let's get into it. So first up, we have the Spirit Beastie, Energy Being. I gotta just stop with this art. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah, it's so cool.
What? Some angelic, space universe. I don't even understand what's happening. I don't know the lore behind this, but it's just very striking. And who did that? I can't see the name of the artist. Afton. Awesome, Afton. All right. Energy Being, 4 per spellbook, contraction cost 1 neutral, 3 spirit. Life points 35, has the Spirit trait. Gets an additional 20 bonus to the life points if the Cosmic Terra, the Stars Terra, is in play. Excuse me. Upon contraction, there's a 4th wall contraction effect. If you are wearing tie-dye, place an energy counter on this beastie for each opposing beastie in the arena. All right, I'm sure that's going to be on a list that you can just bring with you, or list or wear.
Yep.
The power of my enemies is the attack. Interesting. Base damage 20. For each energy counter in the arena, this attack deals plus 10 damage. Ooh, this would be good against counter, token decks.
Yeah,
totally, or even Grays,
totally.
or anyone who's rolling out a bunch of beasties, Hornets, anything like that, where they have more beasties than you, and suddenly you're getting an additional plus 10, and your beastie can't be attacked because of the Spirit. So you're just waiting for that advantageous moment where you take out what you want, or just get a bunch of damage through.
Yeah, this is cool.
One more thing, correct me if I'm wrong, but even as you kill those beasties, he doesn't lose that bonus. That's just an initial bonus when he enters the arena, which stays
exactly.
with him the whole time.
Exactly.
Wow.
And because you can have 4 of these guys per spell book, each time you bring one out, it'll get more and more power because that one will also get counters, and then the attack effect triggers for each energy counter in the arena. So if a bunch of these guys are in the arena, yeah, it's a lot of damage. It could be really cool.
Okay, so if you have 4 in the arena, for example, and you brought them, let's just say you brought them all on the same turn to make the math easy, and you had 1 beastie over there. So each of them gets an energy counter, but if I have 4 in the arena and one of them attacks, it'll actually get plus 40.
Yeah.
For each energy counter on the others as well as its own. That is way more powerful than I understood at first.
Yeah, it could stack up pretty quick. And especially with the spirit trait keeping them safe, these guys might be able to do some damage.
I like it. And I love the art.
Yeah, that's
I
so
want to
cool.
like be that. That's what I want to be. Anyway, the origins of this beastie are completely shrouded in mystery. Where did it come from? And why visit us now? Because we need alien gods to come down and put us back in place. So
why
we're
not
not
now?
frantically wondering who and what we are.
If not now, when?
That's deep. Anyway, White Stag is the next beastie up. Beastie Deer, contraction cost 1 neutral, 1 spirit, life points 35. You can have 4 of these in a spell book. It also has the spirit trait. I also love the art on this card.
I love this one so much.
Love the horns.
Yeah.
That is so unique. And I wonder if that's like just some
So
original inspiration, or if that was drawn from the lore.
That's Mike's signature right there.
Wait, the horns?
Yeah, that's Mike's signature. That's how he's been signing people's cards.
Oh my
for
God,
a
you're
couple
right.
months. Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. When they first spoiled this card, I was like, Mike's signature?
I love the flavor in MetaZoo.
Yeah.
Powerful.
Yeah,
Anyway.
beautiful card.
Yeah. And who did this one? I can't see.
This is Lily.
Lily.
Yeah.
Excellent, Lily. Gets an additional 20 bonus to the attack if the Forest Terra or the Dawn or Sunrise Terra is in play. Upon contraction, if you control another White Stag, you may place target Spirit Beastie with an aura cost of 0 or less.
2 or less.
Thank you. I was so confused for a moment. You may place a Spirit Beastie with an aura cost of 2 or less and a Forest Terra bonus from your afterlife into your chapter. Wow. So this is actually recalling beasties and terras that were removed maybe from that black hole or anything else that would send them to the afterlife, which traditionally in my mind, this isn't exact, but I almost thought of afterlife like exile or banish. But those mechanics from Magic the Gathering were actually removed from play. There wasn't any bringing them back, if I remember that correctly.
Eventually, they introduced things that could return cards from exile, but it would usually be cards that were exiled in a certain way. It would be like any card that was exiled this way, you can bring back or whatever.
All right. I vaguely remember that. My point is that afterlife is not off limits, especially with cards like this, where you might benefit from moving beasties into your afterlife, or even with Terra, because you can get them back in your chapter.
Well, this is just a beastie. It's saying you can bring back in a beastie of aura cost 2 or less and a Forest Terra bonus. So it's saying the beastie has to have a Forest Terra bonus and it has to cost 2 or less aura.
So you may place target Spirit Beastie with an aura cost of 2 or less and a Forest Terra bonus. Bonus being the key word there. I'm sorry, I misinterpreted that. Thank you for clearing that up. It's not that you can bring a Terra back. It's that it's very specific to a beastie of 2 or less with that Terra bonus.
That's
the only type of beastie.
It's basically trying to grab you a ghost deer, or a black dog or something like that.
Of course it is.
There's a number of spirit beasties that are cheap and they have a Forest Terra bonus. And I mean, it would be perfect to play ghost deer with these White Stags, because on the Mystic Aura attack, which deals 20 damage, for each spirit beastie you control with a Forest Terra bonus, this attack deals plus 10 damage.
Okay.
And similar to the Hopkinsville Goblin, that will self-proc. So it says for each spirit beastie with a Forest Terra bonus. So the White Stag will already give himself plus 10 damage. And then for each ghost deer you have, he's going to get extra damage. And we all know the ghost deers are awesome with the Forest Terra. They're unblockable. They swing for 45. It adds up quick when you have a bunch of spirits like this who can swing for a decent amount of damage. There is a deck there. I used to call it the Ghost Bambi deck.
Even more viable now.
Even more viable
you've got
now.
Multiple.
Yep.
They're both deer, White Stags and Ghost Bambi.
Though Ghost Bambi is technically a beastie
What
spirit.
is Ghost Bambi's real name?
Ghost deer.
Thank you.
Yeah,
All right.
Ghost deer is technically a beastie spirit, so these guys won't be in the same tribe. But come on,
They're still giving bonuses.
They go very well together.
They got the forest terra. They're under 2.
Yeah,
they do. Flavor text says, these messengers of the afterlife commune with hunters and travelers. Its pure heart protects it from dark corruption.
Nice. It's got like Patronus vibes, Harry Potter.
Yeah,
Patronus
it does,
vibes,
doesn't it? Totally. Yeah. All right, next page. We have a spell, Resurrection from the Afterlife.
I love the art.
Whoa, amazing art.
The headless chicken is back.
Shout out to Bruins. I see your name down there. 2 per spell book, contraction cost 1 neutral, and X spirit. That art is so awesome, it's distracting.
It's one of my favorites in the set.
Then the chicken head is looking right at us.
Zombie chicken head.
Yeah. X is the combined aura cost of target beastie in any afterlife. Contract that beastie into the arena under your control. If that beastie is a spirit beastie, that beastie enters the arena awakened. Send this spell to the afterlife. So again, correct me if I'm wrong. X is the combined aura cost of target beastie in any afterlife. I could take your beastie from an afterlife.
Mm-hmm. As long as my beastie was in an afterlife, you could take it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But any beastie, either of our afterlives, all of a sudden I can hard cast your beasties into my arena, well, into the arena, but on my side.
Yeah.
Now you're fighting your own beastie that was in your afterlife. Yeah. And it gets a bit of a bonus. If it's a spirit, it actually enters awakened or basically like fleet for a moment.
Yeah, this is a very good card. I mean, 2 per spell book, even in just a spirit deck, just getting a couple of your own spirit beasties back is awesome. You know, back in the arena, awakened. Like, this is an awesome spell. But grabbing somebody else's beastie, even though it won't enter the arena, awakened still, grabbing somebody else's beastie, like say you red ghost away something really nasty. You red ghost away somebody is like Grafton monster or something.
Oh yeah.
And then you can just boop, boop, boop.
And you don't even need Earth Aura to grab that Grafton.
Though I guess Grafton actually couldn't be targeted by this because it's a non-beastie page. But yeah, you know what I'm saying. Something big and scary. Frank Shaw's Gargoyle, anything like that. You can grab it, pull it in. Yeah.
The idea that you can actually cast any aura with this card because all it requires you to do is pay it in X spirit. That's fun too. And that just, I don't have it exactly worked out, but that draws me to figure out maybe even, putting this in my Necro Kets deck where a couple of the games where you use that super wipe, the black hole, I lost my Ketses. They were sent to the afterlife.
Yeah.
In that case, they were, weren't they?
Yep.
And then I couldn't get them necroed. So this would give me access to them, or even intentionally somehow getting beasties of a different aura type, like your own beasties, into the afterlife to cast them just with spirit. Just, I can see the fringes of possibility there.
Yeah, you could have this and Caster Gun in your side deck, so you didn't even need Spirit Aura. And then if you were up against a Cosmic deck and you thought they were going to be wiping, you could side in Caster Gun and this, and then be able to bring one of your Ketzes or whoever back from Afterlife. You would have to pay life, but still.
But that would let you hard cast it with life without needing any lightning aura. If we're talking about an all spirit deck where you're playing Ketzes in it. So suddenly you can hard cast it with life, contract that Ketz with just losing life points from the gun. What's that called?
The Caster Gun.
The Caster Gun.
Which would give you just enough aura for the Ketz because it reduces the cost of your next spell by 5.
Oh, 5.
And so this would cost 1 and then 4 spirit to grab the Ketz.
When you brought him back after he died. Interesting.
Pretty cool.
All right. Well, after he was sent to the afterlife specifically.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It's got its place. It's a unique card. I'm happy that this card exists. I don't know exactly what I would use it in yet, but already I'm seeing uses for it. I think this is a card we're going to see more and more.
Yeah, me too. I just got a feeling about it. I don't know where it fits yet, but I do like it. The cycle of life and death is a wheel that spins indefinitely. Scary. Spirit's Shadow, 6 per spell book. It is a spell. Contraction cost 2 spirit. Now, who or what is in that little...
I think that's a light elemental in a jar.
It is.
Like, oh no, like that's little Tinkerbell trapped.
Oh, that's fun. And who are the double sets of hands here?
Yeah, right. I don't know.
Interesting.
Maybe Indrid and one of the black-eyed children or something.
Giving over their dark power. You may contract this page at any time, even if it is not your turn. Target non-aura light target non-aura light page is placed on the bottom of its owner's spellbook. Oh, it's absolutely the fairy, because this is just to kill light pages.
Yeah. This is interesting. This is like a banish for banish. Banish can be played at any time. You put the page on the bottom of the library or spell book, unless it is a spirit or a dark page. This targets specifically a light page, which is going to mean this is a side deck. This isn't a main deck card. Light isn't a major part of the meta right now, so you wouldn't really be too worried about this. But if light ever becomes a part of the meta, this is going to be huge.
You'd be happy to have
6
it.
per spell book.
Also, just play Chaos Potion and change any Beastie aura type or any non-aura page, is what I'm trying to say, to a light page, and then you can use on anything. Now, it's a double combo. You got to use 2, but Chaos Potions are free. They're 0 cost. So for only 2 aura, if you lined it up, you'd have, how many Chaos Potions can you have? I think, you'd have 6 chances. Solid. If you wanted to do that, go that direction.
Yeah, this is okay. Yeah, I give this like a 2 out of 5.
It's very specific.
Yeah.
Flavor text: the line between light and dark blurs in the middle. Spirits in limbo fight to hold on to what makes them mortal, but the soul inside them defines their true identity, as it does in all of us. All right, next card, we've got the Beastie Spirit, Headless Cannoneer. Another headless.
I love the art on this one.
Art too, man. Chris Killer. 8 per spellbook. Contraction cost 1. I almost said gray. 1 neutral, 1 spirit. Life points 30. Has a spirit trait. 20 bonus to the attack if it is the sun up terra. If the dawn terra is in play. 4th wall arena effect. If there is a full moon within eyesight, this Beastie's destroyed effect creates 2 tokens instead of 1. So that could be the full moon terra.
Yep, exactly.
Destroyed. Create a cannonball token. A 20 life point spirit beastie.
Spirit artifact,
with the spirit trait. So an artifact that cannot be attacked that has 20 life points. All right, but doesn't have an attack. Ghastly Cannon is the base attack, dealing 20 damage. You may destroy a cannonball token you control. If you do, this attack deals plus 25 damage and inflicts confused. Ooh, wow.
Yeah, so these guys, you would have to have one die to start the cycle to where you could start using these things on the attack. But that attack, being able to give an attack plus 25 damage and confuse that's a good power. And because the artifact has spirit, like you said, it'll be hard to get rid of it. So you really are saving that ability for when you need it.
And it's only at 2 cost and you can have 8. So that is not bad, man.
And I know Familiar has a full moon terra bonus. So, you could run this with Familiar and then have something. Yeah.
We're figuring it out. Flavor text: after being decapitated from a battle, this soldier now haunts the beach of Sabine Pass. A cannonball to the head isn't the best way to go, and he's going to show you how he feels about it.
I actually wouldn't mind going by a cannonball to the head. I feel like that's as quick as it gets.
Unless... cannonball, clear off, clearing the head?
Yeah, head pops.
Sure.
Cannonball
but
pops
how about cannonball concaves the front half of your face, doesn't hit any of your brain, and your jaw and everything's obliterated but the thing that's keeping the pain centers alive.
I don't think it would work how a car crushes to protect. I don't think that the face would crush. I think the brain would everything's getting crushed by a cannonball.
Well, I'm sure Amazon has cannon, so I'll order one and next week we'll try it.
Yeah, if I ever get hit by a cannonball and don't die, that's a problem.
Well, I'm just saying dying slowly. The pain centers are still alive because it didn't clear you, head off body, decapitate. Although it does say decapitate, so that would be... Anyway, moving on. Lady in Red.
The controversial card.
Beastie Spirit, 4 per spellbook. What is that song? Lady. That was not the right tone. I don't have it.
Lady in Red. Something like
that's
that.
That's closer. Yeah. By the way, we played Cranium last night with the family guys. If you're looking for a game to just bring a bunch of people in, good. It's easy. It's old, but it's also updated. So yeah, it's like Trivial Pursuit, Pictionary, charades. There's sculpting. Just doing it with the parents and the sister and the brother-in-law. It was a lot of fun.
It's a good time.
And the hardest thing was the humdingers, when you had to hum a song and have your teammates guess, because
so hard.
The moment you laugh, it's over. You really have to have resolve, and so
you can't
stay
hum
calm
and laugh at the same time,
or else you get
which is what the room. That's what the whole room was. Yeah,
it was. What did you have to hum again?
I had to hum Macho Man. So easy now.
When he got to that was basically the whole night.
I didn't make it very far.
No, you didn't. It was hysterical. Anyway, Lady in Red, 4 per spellbook, is a spirit. Gets an additional 20 bonus to the attack if the suburban terra is in play, or 10 bonus to the life points if the nighttime terra is in play. Fourth wall effect. If any opposing caster during this game identifies as a man, this beastie gains unblockable. Upon contraction, remove 1 trait from target beastie until the end of this turn.
That's a good effect. Yeah. That's the part that actually bothers me. I'm like, when I saw this card, I was like, yeah, all right. I'm probably not going to play this card too much just because I don't want to create a weird situation in a game. But then I looked at the effects and I was like, shit, it's
I'm going to be playing this card.
Damn it, it's good. Yeah.
Fate Intertwined is the attack, base damage 20. If this beastie was destroyed during this combat by a primary defender with 1 or lower aura cost, destroy the primary defender. Yeah. Okay. All right. So it's like an auto kill if they die by a low cost beastie.
Yeah, like Gumbaroos. Yeah, all right. Stuff like that.
Cool. Flavor text. Casters often take caution around these spirits and their friendly attitude as they roam old hotels and theaters. The passion they offer could be your last. Phantom Kangaroo is the next beastie. Beastie Kangaroo, 6 per spellbook, contraction cost, 1 neutral, 1 spirit, life points 40. Has first strike. Okay. A 2 cost. 40 life point, first strike. I'm already interested.
Yeah.
10 bonus to the attack if the suburban terror is in play. Jump around is the attack, base damage 30, and it has a 4th wall effect that says if you jump up and down, deal 15 damage to this beastie, as in the kangaroo, and 10 damage to each opposing beastie in combat.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Whoa, that could almost be like a mini wipe if you line that up right.
That's got to be in combat, so they have to be defenders. They have to be involved in combat. But still, it's still pretty cool. If somebody made the mistake of blocking this kangaroo with a bunch of tokens, you could jump up and down and just kill them all.
Or, now, the status, the effects text box below the attack. Does that happen before?
Yeah, typically.
So actually, you could potentially, let's say that you have 6 of these kangaroos out. All right. Once again, best case scenario. You attack with all 6 of them.
One at a time.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Getting a little mixed up between Soulforge and MetaZoo's actions in combat because Soulforges happen all at once, which you guys will see soon. Hopefully. I mean, you will. We're playing it off camera and we already did a tutorial. It just didn't make it to the upload. Anyway, we want to get a lot more MetaZoo content out first before we shift into Soulforge for a bit, or at least on weekends. Okay, it's cool. It gives you an extra bonus, but it takes life points away. So it's not like the ultimate wipe. I misunderstood it, but it's all right.
But it's got, it's a permanent first strike 2-drop. That's good.
Yeah, that's great.
Just on stats alone, that's good. And I wish it had the spirit trait, but it doesn't.
If you need that extra 10 damage, it's there for you.
Yeah, totally. And the 10 damage would be dealt before damage is dealt. So and it has first strike, right? So let's say somebody attacked you with any beastie that had 10 life points, right? You could he has first strike.
No problem.
You jump up and down, that beastie just dies, right?
Done,
so
even before it happens.
They can't ever try to attack this kangaroo with anything that has 10 or less life points. It'll auto die.
It's got to have 15 life points to lose because you're losing the kangaroos.
Yes.
Taking 15 damage.
Totally.
Flavor text says, it said that this kangaroo holds all of its victims' souls inside of its pouch for safe keeping.
That's
dark.
A little creepy. Yeah. I don't feel like he's keeping them safe.
Hey, he's keeping them. And what's that sign in the background?
Oh, get ready for the worst card in the set coming up next.
Really?
Yeah. Kinderhook. It's a Kinderhook.
Oh, that's awesome. All right. Next page. We have dozing off. Well, those are some schmooze.
They are.
Spell, 5 per spell book. Contraction cost 1 neutral, 1 spirit. Target an opposing beastie. That beastie is inflicted with sleep until the end of the...
Not until.
That beastie is inflicted with sleep at the end of the next turn.
Boo. This is a bad
Why wouldn't
card.
I just use Morpheus?
Morpheus is way better. And I thought when I first read it, I was like, well, maybe if I played this with Morpheus, it would just be like having more Morpheus. No. With my rolling luck, this thing usually failed when I played it in Roswell.
It's not a guaranteed.
No,
by the way, if it was a guaranteed, I'd love it.
Great.
If it said the coin flip for sleep is automatically
not.
heads, but it doesn't go into effect until the end of the next turn. That would be great. That would be like a delay, but it's not.
Yeah. So
It's
in
just
Roswell,
a lesser Morpheus.
I would cast this on a beastie,
That
and then
doesn't
I'd be
happen.
like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to attack that beastie because that beastie might be going to sleep at the end of the next turn. I'm going to attack something else. And then I get to the end of the next turn and finally be like, all right, I'm rolling. And I failed. And it just would be waste. Like I just wasted 2 aura for nothing.
Yeah, I don't know, man. But hey, rest easy. It says you're in good hands. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Emphasis on hopefully. All right. Next up, Stargate Project.
Telepathic space penguins.
For me, the star of MetaZoo art-wise is just space penguins. And it's just all the different artists. I don't care who does them. I just love them so much. They're frantic, they're freaking out, and I want them to be feared, but they're more laughed at than anything. 3 per spell book, contraction cost 2 spirit. This is a spell. 4th wall. Target opposing caster writes down a number. 1, 2, or 3, and places it face down on the table. You guess what number they have written, and they reveal it. If you are correct, look at the top 4 pages of the opposing caster's spellbook and place those 4 pages on top of their spellbook in any order. If you are incorrect, nothing happens. Okay, so it's sort of like a scry on your opponent's spellbook if you guess right.
Yeah, you have a 33.3% chance.
I'm not going to play this card.
Yeah, I don't like it too much either.
I don't care what cards my opponent has coming, because once I spend the 2 and get lucky enough to actually guess the right number and then rearrange the 4 cards, there's so many reshuffle effects in this game already. I'm not guaranteed that that's going to be. And how much is it really going to change? What? I just put all or on top, and then some effect makes you shuffle, and this is, nope. I'm not going to play it, but I love the art. I love the reference to Ghostbusters and like the Bill Murray scene where they're guessing the cards and one of them's getting shocked. And the flavor text says, psychic energy is an underdeveloped form of magic. The men in black gave it their best try, but there appears to be a missing element. Perhaps a great seance can uncover the secrets to its power. All right. Next up, we have spell. Unwanted guess. And would you read this? I'm going to get some water.
Yeah, this is, I think this is such a great artwork. This is another spell. I don't love the effect, but let's get into it. It has 4 per spell book. It costs 1 spirit aura. Target opposing caster looks at the top 3 pages of your spell book. They choose 1 spirit, dark, or cosmic page and place it into your chapter. Then that caster puts the remaining pages on top of your spell book in any order. If there is not a spirit, dark, or cosmic page, reveal all 3 pages and the opposing caster places them back in any order. I don't like this. I don't like cards that give my opponent control over what I have coming. Even if it's giving me an extra card, this is essentially just replacing itself. There are much better ways to bookmark and just get 1 card deeper into your deck rather than handing the opponent the 3 cards and going, give me the one that's going to help me the least. And then they'll do that and put the other 2 back however they want. I don't like cards that give my opponent control.
That's 2 in a row that I'm not going to be ever playing.
Yeah.
And I can't see it, but hey, we'll see.
But
I feel like they're
art.
warming up. Oh, I love the art on both of these. And I feel like they're warming up, maybe. Again, I don't know for real, but to seance, almost like a tarot card feeling of like manipulating, and changing the order of things. Like maybe this is just a precursor to something much bigger that happens. Like every time you reorganize their cards, or is this a reveal chapter, which might line up with that other card? No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Whatever.
I could see, like you said, I see this being more like a future proofing for seance. I'm guessing seance, we're going to get a huge injection of spirit cards, obviously. That's the whole color theme of the set. I could see it being something like, especially with some of these other spirits that were like, why is that spell even existing? Like dozing off. There could be something that like whenever you contract a spirit spell, something happens. So maybe there will be a deck that triggers and wants you to cast a bunch of spirit spells. We'll see.
Or what if you just played spirit and you just forgot about dark, you forgot about cosmic, so you're always going to be getting some type of spirit card. So you're guaranteeing and you don't really care which one you get. Yeah. We'll see. Flavor text says, here's Beastie. That was my Jack Nicholson.
That's good.
All right. The green.
This is fire.
Yep. We're not going into that, guys.
Yep.
That concludes the commons for the spirit in UFO. And now we're going to go back up to the top for the power cards, the rares. All right. So, what just happened? Hold on, guys. We're pausing. Okay, guys, we're back. We had a camera cut out. We don't know why, but hopefully you've seen us so far this show, and you will continue seeing us. Like we mentioned before, we're doing a lot of rearranging and settings changes. I think we're just gonna. I know we just mentioned it. We're gonna end up ordering a computer that we split to have a better streaming capacity, because right now, or even recording capacity, we're pushing it to the limits. You can hear the fans on our machine, and cameras just go off sometimes, which is...
You want to scroll up there?
Yeah. Thank you. I was just stalling because I couldn't find it. All right, we've got Hat Man, 4 per spellbook, Beastie. Contraction cost 1 spirit, 20 life points, has a spirit trait, 10 bonus to the attack if the suburban terra or nighttime terra is in play. That art is terrifying.
I know, it's horrifying.
Like, for real. Super
creepy.
Really well done.
Yeah.
So scary. He looks like a giant, I don't know, dark scab or something. It's not something I'd want to ever see. Fourth wall power, Tip the Man, it's called. Fatigue this beastie. You may use this power at any time if you are wearing a hat. If you do, remove all status effect indicators and traits from beasties that are inflicted with sleep until the end of this turn. Well, it wouldn't last long.
Right.
You could get a bunch back, but they'd also have to be slept.
Yeah, they would. So I asked about this one.
Okay.
Initially, I thought if you remove counters, they don't go back on, but I was wrong. If you remove the indicators with the power, they're all coming back at the end of the turn.
And this is just coming back to me. We did go over this card, and this, I got stuck on that.
Yeah.
You're right. Sorry, we've shot so many videos.
Yeah.
So
they do come back at the end of the turn.
They do? They do?
Yeah. They do. I asked about it. I was like, all right, let's talk about this. And apparently...
that's what it says. So it makes sense. That's what's written if you just read it. So
that's also what's on the 3rd place medal and the participation medal cards. They remove effects until the end of that turn. So this is something that's a part of MetaZoo. It's just hasn't gotten played a lot yet. But yeah, essentially, if you had a bunch of beasties who were asleep, you could remove all of that and the traits from them, or you could remove it from your opponent's beasties if that helped you destroy them somehow. This is an interesting one. I know this is going to have some real serious good uses, but right now I don't have it in my spirit deck personally, but maybe there would be a time.
Okay. Yep. I don't know how it would fit. It's intriguing. And just if you had beasties that your opponent had slept, it would be nice to get them back, even if it was momentary.
Right.
And because this beastie has the spirit trait, right, there's a good chance, and has a low cost, very low cost, there's a good chance that this could be like a conductor of removing sleep specifically.
Yeah.
Or really anything.
Oh, and it is any time. So you could do it at the start of the turn, and then you could awaken all your beasties and use them that turn if you wanted to.
Right. But the thing is, if you do remove all status effect indicators and traits from beasties that are inflicted with sleep, if you have a beastie that's inflicted with burn, confused, frozen, anything but sleep, then this guy doesn't do anything.
Right. They have to have sleep, and then it'll remove the rest. But it's interesting. This could remove beasties who were frogged. If you had a beastie who was frogged,
oh my gosh, you could remove it all.
You could wake him up for the turn. So that's probably why they designed this card.
Yeah, I bet
this is a way to wake up the beasties who've been frogged and use them for a turn, even though they're going to be refrogged again at the end of the turn.
And all he means by frog, I'm sure you guys know, but it's just charmed. The frog, Loveland Frogman's ability charm, which puts every status effect indicator basically on a beastie, including sleep, and therefore you get to remove them all temporarily.
That's what that is.
All right. Yeah, I definitely see some high-tech players figuring out a way to use this that they can just get around status effect indicators.
That's a big deal to be able to get unfrogged. Yeah. Nothing's ever been able to unfrog before.
Tip of the cap is the attack. Base damage 0. 4th wall effect. This attack deals plus 20 damage if you tip your hat. Howdy. All right. Cool.
Yeah, I like him.
Flavor text. Do not mistake him for merely sleep paralysis. The Hat Man has loomed over many casters while they sleep, gifting them nightmares and visions of a shadowed person in the night.
Thanks for the gifts.
That is a nightmare.
Yeah.
Well done. Is that Seb?
Yeah.
Well done, Seb.
Yeah,
That's
so
scary.
creepy.
Yes.
Creepiest card in the game for sure.
Totally. All right. Next up, we have
Lechuza.
Beastie Witch. Lechuza. 2 per spellbook. Contraction cost 2 neutral, 2 spirit. Life point 70. Has the flying trait. 20 bonus to the attack if the forest terra or the sundown dust terra is in play. Hex Curse is the power. Fatigue this beastie. Target beastie is dealt 25 damage for each status effect it is inflicted with.
Yes.
I already like that.
Yes.
Okay. Medium casting cost, but I see that's a good power to have. Also has an additional power, luring look. Fatigue this beastie. This beastie loses the tribe Witch and gains the tribe Chibi. This beastie's name becomes Chibi Lechuza.
Yeah. So this is a card custom made to work in a Chibi deck. Chibi deck is a thing. We should probably put one together and test it out at some point on the channel. Chibi Playground allows you to basically cancel the first damage that would be dealt to any of your Chibis each turn. And so it creates a situation where unless they have a way to attack your Chibi twice or deal damage twice in a turn, the Chibi's basically invulnerable. And then having a witch who you can turn into a Chibi of herself also would let you Chibi growth to get the other Lechuza if for some reason you wanted that. Okay. So it's just a tech Chibi tech.
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
just
then
fun
you're dealing
Chibi tech.
50 damage potentially every turn if these two are out. And they do have the spirit trait, don't they? No, the flying.
Flying, yeah.
Ooh, if it had spirit, then it would
still
be
really
a
good.
bit overpowered, but it's still good. I like
And
this
then
one.
read the attack because this is cool.
Curse of Ill is the attack, base damage 30. You may choose a status effect on an opposing beastie's attack in the arena. Inflict the primary defender with the chosen status effect.
Yeah.
Okay, stealing, borrowing, status effects, more like borrowing,
Right.
Duplicating anything in the arena, but it has to be the opposing. So you gotta play into whatever's available on, your opponent's side.
Right.
Flavor text: this witch will beckon its victims by whistling or mimicking the cry of a baby. But be sure not to respond to these tricks, or death is sure to fall upon your entire family.
Don't help the baby.
Scariest baby sound in the world is the one from Naruto that they do when it's like, boom, boom. I don't know why they have a baby. You know what I'm saying? Like some of the most intense action scenes, they have this little baby cry. It's scary. All right. Next up. Babies are scary. Oh,
I think there's only a couple more. We'll have to scroll for them here.
Oh, did I go too fast?
Keep going.
Nope, keep going. Computer's
There's one on the left.
struggling a little bit. All right. That reminds me of Dragon Ball Z a little bit. Just a bit. Some hair. Artifact, Spirit Infusion Suit. 3 per spellbook. Contraction cost 3 spirit. Life points 30. This is an equipment artifact. Equip this artifact to target beastie. Equip beastie loses all traits, is considered spirit, and their maximum LP becomes 30. Right there, I like this. Okay, because I could put this on your beastie and reduce some like massive life points down to a nice hit.
You could throw it on a Kets and they would lose flight and first strike and they'd be down to 30 LP.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
But it's not done. It says equip beastie gains the text arena effect. Whenever this beastie deals damage to a caster, that caster must send 1 page from their chapter to the cemetery or is dealt 50 additional damage. Okay, I like this card even more.
Yeah.
These dual effects that are happening that could benefit you, like personally if you use it on your own beasties, or give you an advantage if you used it against your opponent's beasties.
Right.
I like both these. Depending on your play style, I could see room for either of these effects or even both.
It's a card that you could use in vastly different game situations.
Yeah.
So like if you had arena control and your opponent didn't have shit on the board, you could throw this on your beastie and then you would force them to discard or take 50 extra damage every time that beastie hit them. Also, on the flip side, if, like he said, if they bring out a Kets or a beastie that's horrifying,
Just drop that.
This is an artifact. This could hit magic-proof beasties. You'll hit them, they'll lose all traits. You could hit immortal beasties, whatever. They'll lose all traits, and then you can just swoop in and squash a little 30 LP bug, because that's what it'll be.
I think this is going to be some real tricky shit that we're going to see people play.
It's awesome.
Yep,
Awesome
definitely.
card.
Also, just imagine if your opponent doesn't have any cards in hand and you just start hitting with these things and you're just dealing 50 damage and knocking cards out. Either way, it's a win. And that first effect is actually my favorite.
Yeah.
All right. Flavor text says, hope you don't mind that I brought some friends. Don't worry. you get used to the screams after a while.
Oh, fun.
All right. Is that the
There's
end
one more.
of the spirit?
The
Of course.
Stranger Things card, guys. Come on. That is so Stranger Things.
Yeah, it is.
I love it so much.
I love it. I love it. I love Stranger Things. Artifact, Terra, Orb, Omen, Street, Orb, 2 per spellbook. Contraction cost 1 neutral, 1 spirit.
Nope, 0 spirit.
Ooh, sorry. They're all 0 something.
Yeah.
1 neutral is all it costs. 0 spirit for the, aura color. Life points 30. Trap trait, convert trait, self-destruct trait, just like all the others. Destroyed. Until the end of the active caster's next turn, Suburban is active. Target beastie or caster loses 20 life points. Okay.
These are I actually do like these things. I've said this before. They're a interesting combination of 3 very different effects, and they usually provide terra that aren't typically played in decks. So like if it made the nighttime terra or the lightning storm terra or something like that, I feel like that would kind of be a little redundant because people typically are already playing those in the spell books, but it's making a lot of the supplemental terra like Suburban, and some of the other ones do sun up and sundown. So I actually like these guys, and I think in the right deck, they could really add a lot of damage. If you stacked up all your familiars or all your black-eyed children, and then you pop this, you get a bunch of extra damage on them.
I think these are amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, just take it to like the most base thing. Imagine that you spend 1 neutral and you can deal 20 damage.
Right.
All right, that's great. Or lose 20 life, but you guys know what I'm saying. So cool. I'm gonna make a beastie or caster lose 20 life for 1. That's already okay.
Right.
Then kind of work this backwards. If you had an effect where you needed that Suburban Terra in play, now you have that momentarily. So if you line it up right, it gives you this option, and it's not a waste because the whole time it can be converted.
Yeah.
So you're bringing something out that's going to give you aura, and if it's destroyed, then the opponent or one of their beasties is going to suffer a 20 point life loss. And additionally, you can play it when you want to get that terra bonus. Yeah. I like these cards. I think the more effects we have like this, where you have to kind of rethink the angle of play in a single page, just makes the game that much more fun and unpredictable.
Definitely.
Now I think that concludes.
That's it.
Sure does. All right, guys, there it is. The UFO conclusion to Spirit. We're going to move on to what is going to be the next one. I think tomorrow we cover, let's see, Cosmic, then Lightning, and then, it's going to be Flame, of course. Nice. So we'll start with those green fireballs tomorrow for you guys.
Spicy.
I know that they're a big hit.
Yeah.
And I have not played them yet. I have not, piloted them, and I have not faced them. I just heard about them early on. They were the one card that kind of blew my mind, and I can't wait to start gaming it.
Heck yeah.
Anyway, if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. We appreciate all the likes and the comments, and if you're looking for some more MetaZoo content, you can go subscribe to Caster Society here on YouTube, where we upload 3 times a week, and their link is in the description below.
Yes, absolutely. Also, like I said before, if you want to support my bro and I, you can go to patreon.com/Metabroz with a Z. Thank you guys so much for watching, liking, commenting, all of it, supporting us. You're all amazing. We will be back soon to continue this set review here on
Metabroz. Later, guys.
Later.
Now it's time to rise.